Hi, for today's teardown, super long and deep box of vintage aircraft electronics. Quite an interesting old one with a Boeing 200 aircraft something, landing gear accessory unit and former FedEx part. Okay, so here is what it looks on the front. We have an annoying handle here to lock it in the compartment where it goes, but there is this hook at the bottom that is keeping damaging my bench. Quite a bummer. On the back, of course, your regular slot-in connector, quite a lot of pins, and you can see there is some kind of internal hinge here. So it will be a fun one, and we can already more or less see inside through this integral venting grill thing. So first zoom on the front panel. So we have two test buttons on the lights for air sensing test and ground sensing test. And they must be on in flight, so I believe it is for the management of the position of the landing gear. See if it is correctly on the deployed or in the aircraft, if the doors to it are correctly closed and things like this. Maybe even tire pressure or brake status. So there is an interesting detail. You can see there is an overlay over the serial number plate with a FedEx sticker. Would have been really fun if it was delivered by FedEx, but it is not the case. Little serial number here, and there is an interesting story about FedEx company. In fact, it almost disappeared in the 70s, I believe. It was almost bankrupt, and the boss just took the remaining money and went to Las Vegas. He played the remaining money at the casino and actually won and saved the company this way. It is quite insane. So, I guess I will put the camera overhead and we will immediately open the cover. Here we are. So I did put a little piece of FR4 material on my bench to protect it from the hook at the bottom from Inland Motor Division, Kollmorgen Corporation. Thank you very much. There is a screw here. Should be pretty easy. And I believe just the rear one to undo. It should slide off. Maybe. No. Those things are a little bit annoying sometimes. Ah, here we are. So, it is very convenient because the cover is longer than my bench when it is partially extracted. So here is what we have. Two compartments. Top one with a bunch of slot-in circuit boards. Bottom one with relays. Hinge here will allow to separate apparently, to flip out of the way the whole top part here. It will be interesting where to start. I believe we will start by the relay side. So here, interesting detail, you can see on this end we have two regular screws over this plate. So structural reinforcement plate here with still a lot of venting and weight saving holes maybe. But the other side has quick release fasteners. Why? But quick release on the front and not on the back, or screws everywhere. Quite interesting. You can see they are like this, crimped in here, or the quarter turn goes in this. Nice stuff. This is just a quite old aluminium plate with its own part number, of course, written on it. So we have here a bunch of Lear Corporation, no, Leak Corporation, California relays. So simple like this, or double row like this, well, more complicated at least. Relay 10 amps polarized coil, 28 volts, okay. A bunch of diodes for the coils of the relays probably, and you can see they are secured with screws like this. Some of the screws are obviously not original. Looks like a bunch of the relays were replaced. And I believe I actually have new old stock replacement for those relays. It was in a grab bag and received from England one day. Oh, excuse me, one more screw here at the back. That is totally not easy to reach. So interesting, super short screws, you can see here, Imperial of course. And it should allow to extract the relays. It is glued in place by the seal apparently. Okay, here is what it looks like, completely heavy gold plating on the legs, on the socket. And I guess we might have even pure gold contacts in those. So here are the specs for you. 4 sets of contacts in this one. So very nice aircraft grade, completely sealed and hermetic of course. And you cannot put them in the wrong way because there is 2 screws here and only 1 here. All this is super nice. Okay, I will reinstall this and we will try to flip open this compartment. So to do this, I am investigating what we have to do. I believe I will need to undo first this top cover. So interestingly enough, the top cover has 4 quick release. Like this. But they did also add 2 screws on the side. It seems totally overkill. And only on the front, not on the back. Why? Interesting details on those all the electronics. Always. Okay. We have, before I remove the plate here, we do actually have information about what do each one of the board. Landing gear indicator. Okay, is it up or down in the cockpit? You have a light. Anti-squid and squat. Might have to research what this might be for. Tail squid. Again, landing gear indicator. Oral warning. So maybe for front and back landing gears. Left main. Gear up, lock and right and down. Left down lock up lock, right up lock, okay. Ground something switch and air something switch. So looks like we'll have a detection of whenever you are in the ground, on the ground or in air. Okay. And guess what? There is an extra big screw here. Now it is coming off, hopefully. Okay, what is not so good here looks like we had a little bit of heat going on, or smoke. We will try to find out. Actually, those resistors here seem quite crusty. So before we undo the boards, I want to flip out of the way this part here to show you the wiring. And it seems it will be done by undoing 2 more screws on the front. Not too hard. Okay, could be worse. Now I might be able to flip this out of the way, like more or less such, except the wall front panel is actually in the way, and anyways, even if I free here, we will be annoyed with the wires. So I guess what I will do is to undo again this bottom plate. Oops. And try to release completely the front panel. Wow, this one is tight. Excuse me for any background noise. It is a day of annoying guys doing whatever in the street or in the gardens. You have everything today. You have guys with pressure jets cleaning the pavement. You have trash trucks. You have angle grinders. And of course, it is when I want to do a video. So I check, it is actually dudes in the street with giant cutting disc machines cutting blocks of concrete for whatever reasons. Thank you very much. So we are good here. Partial reference designations are used in this unit. Do we have a needed code, by the way? Here. April 69. Here you can see the screws to the annoying handle on the back of the 2 push buttons on lights. Now we are able to flip open this wall area here and reveal, it is super not convenient, this thing, the wirings of connectors to the boards. You can see nice wire loom here, and on this side the wires to the relays like this, relay sockets. And here we have an interesting detail, if I can show you it, because you have no idea of how long this thing is. More than 1 meter long now. We have here a bunch of contact screw terminals like this. You can see we have wires soldered on one side and one other, and sometimes we have a link installed. So maybe it is some kind of configuration panel according to the aircraft you are using it onto, or something like this. Interesting. We have one link here, one here, and one here, one here also. Here, no extra links provided, so I guess you are not supposed to modify it very often, but it seems to be for this purpose. You will make or break contact between those plates here. Interesting. Quite a lot of dust in here. You can see here the super nice and thick wire harness on the back of the connector module. Okay, quite nice. I will put this part back together, and then we will have a look at the circuit boards at least. Not the most convenient device, I have to tell, to tinker on. Sometimes it is what it is, but this one is quite bulky by the way. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So let's undo the boards one at a time and check what they have. Circuit board components, this direction only. It is written here because maybe in some situations you could insert them the wrong way. If we have a locking part here that will allow each card going into one particular slot apparently, but if we have one just in the middle maybe, or it is just to help people with when they do the boards. So what do we have? I will keep the plate here with the board's name and we will check them one at a time. Well, we have some of them are actually similar, so it will be pretty quick for some of them. So this one is the landing gear indicator. Old school Allen Bradley resistors, 4 transistors and a bunch of diodes. Double-sided like this, very quite old manual probably layout of the board with the tracks. Okay, transistors are 2N4 3440 or D 344D maybe from RCA, glass diodes. Okay, for some reason there is a little bit of green paint over those resistors. Conformal coating. This board is in good condition, so could be possible to find out do a little bit of reverse engineering and find out what it is doing, but sadly I do not have much time for this. Next board, maybe. This one is the anti-squid and squat number 1. More diodes here, and in particular for some reason those very large metal can ones. 1N3723, okay. Little bit of a date code here, June 75. So probably this board was replaced. There is no proof it was repaired, so must be a replacement or upgrade. And you can see here the contacts are not the same gold color, they are pretty oxidized. Okay. Next one is the anti-squid and squat number 2, but you can see it is quite different. January 1970 here, so it is an original board of the box. Still the Allen Bradleys with a green dot. So super straightforward and simple analog electronics it seems. so far. Tail squid. So it is just transistorized circuits with each time a big power resistors for some reason. 70 here also. Even 69 here. So you can see it was probably in stock for quite a long time before it was actually populated and inserted in the box. Maybe the circuit board itself was made in 69, but they did only complete the board in January 70. Quite interesting. Next one will be a landing gear indicator. So this time they did install the Allen Bradley resistors in vertical way with little insulating sleeve over the legs, but you can see always the same set of components. And these ones did eat a little bit, it seems. Interesting. RCA, Motorola. Okay. No shortage of diodes for sure in this thing. We have here, I believe, the first oral warning. So 2 power resistors. This one did eat a little bit. 3 or thyristor here probably on the power transistor. So seems to be more switching circuit for something than a tone generator or anything. We just switch horn or something like this. By the looks of it, quite a few pins connected. Here I see only 4 actually. Power, ground, control and output probably, my guess, at least. Interesting. Very unusual stuff, by the way. We continue with the other oral warning. Seems to be everything in double if you compare to the previous one. 2 of those things, 2 power transistors of 2 sets of big black resistors, a few extra parts, and obviously it is where the smoke came from. This did it pretty well. Okay, interesting that just oral warning makes it like this. You can see here the work. Look at this. Wow. Interesting. They did mount this part vertically, but they are made for being wired, so they had to use rigid wires with insulations. Quite not the regular stuff. Quite fun and interesting, by the way. Wow. That is fun. So after it we have a series of 5 similar boards for all the gear up and down lock detector things. And actually the ground sensing switch is also the same kind of board. So I will only undo one. They are all exactly the same. Or maybe not. Yes, they are all the same except for one. It looks like that is seems to be a newer version. So here we have this Eldec Corp Linwood, Washington. This board seems to be more modern. And yes, actually, look at this. That code here we have 93. And it is not a coincidence because we have 93 also here also. So this board, at least this one was replaced, but I am checking the other ones. Seems they are all of a newer version, so they were replaced maybe for to adapt to another aircraft or for reliability upgrade or something like this. So I see we have two different flavors here. We have also this one. The main difference will be this capacitor, and this one is that code 72. Okay, so this one might be maybe not original, but I am checking another one again. 72 also, EDC, Electro Development. So maybe already Eldec Corporation. Serial number here stamped on it. And look at this, interesting. It looks like we have some kind of temperature detector thing or indicator that will change color if you reach 100 degrees of temperature, which is actually quite a lot for electronics already, and it is 100 Celsius. Okay. Quite weird. So this one is from 72. The other ones I am checking. We have a 77 and again a 72. Okay. So as you can see, the slot here is at the same spot because they are compatible, they are the same boards. Different revisions, but same board. 5 times. Nice white tantalum capacitor here, by the way. Or Teflon maybe. Okay, we are left with one board. The air sensing switch. So here again they did use a component designed for wiring, and they did screw it to the board and use rigid enameled wires like this, you can see. These two ones are almost, no, actually these ones are almost touching, but they are enameled and there is conformal coating also. Diodes and nice Boeing logo here. 74 this one. Okay. So really it looks this board had a lot of this box had a lot of revisions and modifications. Maybe it had life through several aircraft and was modified each time, something like this. Quite interesting. There is a spots provided here for even extra boards which were not used. You can see you have holes on the even the board's numbers written here on the side. Okay, another look for you at this contraption here. So quite fun little thing, little box. Interesting. The only annoying thing is actually that it is quite bulky, not heavy at all, but bulky. Your regular 3 187 number bulb here from usually they are from General Electric for this light. Okay. Okay, this thing is a little bit bent here, not sure if it is normal or if I need to correct it with a hammer. Okay, so quite a nice one to add to the collection. And if you need if you are searching for a box to take a lot of space in your storage, it is a way to go, definitely. Okay, so thanks for watching, bye bye.